Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing the Line. We're going to take a look at the story from 9 News today. The tax on alcohol is going through the roof. We are going to be paying over $100 a litre, and this needs to stop. Otherwise, what are we going to do to drown our sorrows about living in this piss poor country of ours? Now, spirit manufacturers plead for government help ahead of the next alcohol taxes. Story here from 9 News. Spirit manufacturers and distillers are pleading with the government to step in and help the country's tax on spirits, set to tip over $100 per litre in the coming weeks. The alcohol producers are calling for a freeze on the regular biannual increases of the spirit before the price peaks at a $100 milestone, which it has not been expected to hit before 2029. So we're way ahead of that. We are going to be screwed. We are not going to be able to afford to buy alcohol. This nanny state that we're living in has got to pull back on the reins. We need to think about the people we vote into power. It goes on to say here that Bundaberg rum, a bottle of Bundaberg rum, pays $60 per bottle in tax. So that's $60 out of your pocket that's already been taxed that you have to then give to the government again. It's insane how much these alcohol prices are in Australia. I mean, you go overseas, anywhere overseas, you can see just how much cheaper it is over there. They use this and pretend that it's going to save lives and stop people drinking so much, which is not the case. I mean, if you buy a carton of beer a week or a bottle of wine or whatever it is, you're not going to drink twice the amount if it's half the price. You're just going to save that money. I mean, you're not going to go and start drinking 2 cartons a week unless you're a massive alcoholic anyway. But even then, they spend their majority of their check on alcohol anyway. I know a guy that I've worked with who spends upwards of $700 a week. That's a whole paycheck on alcohol. He used to. I don't know if he does now, but the amount of money people spend on alcohol in this country is absurd, and you don't even have to be an alcoholic to spend that much. The excise tax on spirits increases every 6 months in line with the CPI. The next hike is due to occur in August after a record of 4.1% jump in the last year and the 3.7% increase in February. It is expected the coming increase will bring the tax over $100 a litre, with it currently sitting at $97.90. And more than 60% of the cost of a bottle of Bundaberg rum, there it is, goes to tax, according to the Angus McPherson, the managing director of Diageo Australia, the company behind Queensland's Bundaberg rum distillery. McPherson has said that the tax regime is becoming unbearable. Like all businesses across the country have copped a lot in the recent price hikes, from increased power costs to raw material costs and freight costs. Inflation is a major challenge across the economy, and we're not immune to it, but in the way we are taxed makes it even harder, he said. Australian Distillers Association Chief Executive Paul McCleary has said that it's crucial the government step in to support Australian distillers and the spirits manufacturers to maintain the local industry. If we kill off our local alcohol industry in Australia, which is we're on the path to do that, you will not have any sort of local job. The Bundaberg rum factory employs a lot of people. The 4X Brewing Company in Brisbane, I believe, employs a massive amount of people. Any local distillers, like on the Sunshine Coast, there's I think it's Ten Toes down near down near the Gold Coast. There's a whole bunch down there. They're great distillers, and they make craft beers and things like that. Gin distilleries, rum. There's a gin distillery in Perth that was fantastic. We went to Swan Valley. Went to go see. Wineries, they will have to pay the same amount of tax as well. It's going to kill a massive amount of business in Australia if there's no point them selling it here. Or even making it. We can't afford to pay more than 60% in tax on that item. It's insane. Not to mention, we pay tax with our wages, we pay tax with GST, we pay tax with everything we do. I think it's 47 cents or 67 cents a litre of petrol we pay tax on. Then you're going and taxing alcohol as well, which is absurd, the amount of tax that they're taking out of it. It's not helping anyone. It's not curing people with, it's not stopping people from being alcoholics. It's just making sure that they pay more. Australia's first major currency was rum in Australia. They used to sell it, barter it, and trade it between each other. Rum was like one of the first things that people used. It just looks like the government's got their hand out trying to get money out of us every which way they can. And after everyone's last tax bill that everyone's probably got, I don't know about you, I actually got some money back on my tax, which is amazing because I've got a lot of deductions. But if you've paid a bill, which I know a lot of people have paid a bill in their tax this year because they got rid of that $1,500 low income earning payment, they're just going to hit us again with more and more. How much tax are you willing to pay to live in this country? We're getting to the point where we are getting taxed through the arsehole. We're getting, I think, probably 80 cents to the dollar is taxed here in Australia now. If you break it down, like I think even 30 cents, there's 30 cents of every single dollar goes to Woolworths or Coles in Australia. And it's about 80 cents that we lose out on to tax. It's too much. We can't sustain this. And we're not getting anything for it. You're still having massive wait times for emergency services. You're still having massive wait times for any medical treatment. If you go to an emergency room, I saw a story the other day that the people were waiting 18 hours in an emergency room. In Sydney, I believe it was. How is that happening here in Australia when we're taxed as massively as we are? It's insane. If they're going to charge us the amount of tax that they are, then our roads should be perfect. We should have a massive military. We should be able to walk into a hospital and walk out within under an hour. We should have absolutely free healthcare. No, we're paying more and more every time we go to the doctor. The government should be able to pay for everything that they're taking all the money off of us. But no, they give it to outreach programs. They're sending another $110 million over to Ukraine that we do not need to send. We're prolonging a war and edging us closer towards World War III with our taxpayer money. They waste every single cent they get. It's about time they are held liable. I don't care whether you have to march on Parliament, whether we have to vote someone else in next time. I think we just need to do away with every single person in politics in this country. Every single one. I don't even the ones you like whether it's Pauline Hanson from One Nation is about the only one I like. And even then, get rid of every single one of them. Every single one, and start new. Because these people have ruined this country. They're ruining this country. They're killing small businesses. They're killing any sort of fun that we can have. You can't even go and have a beer now. I think a beer's like $8, $9 for a schooner in this country. This is barbaric. I can't believe how much people are willing to put up with from this government screwing us around and taxing us through the arse. When is it going to come to an end? When are people going to stand up and say, no, this is too much. This is way too far. You're killing a major industry in this country until the point where it's going to be shipped overseas and we won't have any of that industry in the country. What is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back in this case? I don't know. But maybe people having to pay $100 a litre for alcohol, that might do it because I don't know about you, but anyone who wants a beer and they're going to be paying $12 a beer, $15 a beer, or $100 a litre of alcohol, it's going to piss a few people off. I don't know about you. What do you guys think anyway? Let me know in the comments down below and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.